Alrighty, so I've received a couple of requests for a little more detail about Festus. Thanks to Richard Amell for that suggestion. So this is Festus, my alternative to a Big Blue or anything like that. It's powered by a little half horse 120 volt motor that I scrapped off of some sort of pump a few years ago. And it's got the drive pulley. Oh, focus. Drive pulley is adjustable in and out to change the pitch slightly. Goes up to this, which I use as a sort of tensioner. I got these off of an old weight machine. They're plastic, they crap out sometimes, but I've got dozens of replacements. So, not a big thing. The belt, I think, is some sort of a deck belt. It's a V-groove or trapezoidal, whatever. The main drive wheel is actually came out of an old desk that I scrapped out. I didn't have the stuff to make one out of metal at the time, so I just did the math to figure out what size I needed to bring down the RPMs to a usable speed. And then I just cut out the piece, I think it's 3/4 or something like that, and then grooved all the way around the edge. That was a pain in the butt, but it works. Main shaft is a piece of 1-inch bar stock that I got out of a scrap bin somewhere, attached here. And then I've got this little piece to keep the belt from jumping out of here, which I was having a problem with back when I first built it. And then the axle back here for the back of the hammer is a piece of 3/4 solid round. The original arm was just a Walmart sledgehammer. As you can probably figure, the hammer itself didn't last very long, or I should say the handle of it didn't last very long, so I ended up replacing it with metal. And then that one cracked out on me after about a year and a half of use, so I upgraded to a piece of 2x2 with a chunk of quarter plate running the length underneath. And then it's still the original hammerhead from the Walmart hammer that I bought. I've just got everything welded and wrapped around where it shouldn't crack out from the repeated striking. Anvil's just a chunk of railroad iron. I ended up having to extend my base upwards to get the timing and stroke and everything to line up. The base is made out of just some 4x4s taken out of heavy shipping pallets. The frame construction is all reclaimed lumber. And then in lieu of a spring, because my springs kept breaking, I now use a combination of bungees to apply the downward force. And then these bearings came out of that same weight machine. And then the mechanism is this little cam or gear, whatever you want to call it, shaped like a comma. So it's a lifter, and then it drops off the top side. And underneath the arm, I've got a little solid steel wheel on a little axle under here to decrease friction. And then I've got plates here to keep the axle itself from making the hole in the lumber any larger. The way I've got it built, it comes up to probably just over 5 feet. I've got a few chunks of metal set down in there to keep it from walking across the floor. And then I've got the wire running from the motor to a redneck little toe switch to the main power. So not really a lot to it. A lot of make do and a lot of workarounds. And then it's not super powerful, but it does what I need it to. And there you have it. That's pretty much it. Bunch of redneck ingenuity all thrown together. Enjoy.